Say UFT class 6 creating tests. See, as per our roadmap, UFT test process, first phase test planning. In real time, first phase planning, then generating basic tests, then enhancing tests, etc. But in our training program, first we will discuss creating tests, enhancing tests, and other phases. At the end, we will discuss test planning phase. Why? After discussing all concepts only, you can cope up for planning phase. But in real time, first planning, then generating basic tests, enhancing tests, debugging, running and debugging tests, etc. Okay. Say creating tests. See, in UFT test process chapter, I explained how to create tests in UFT. How to create tests. Tell me, Samir, how to create tests? What are the possibilities? How to create tests in UFT?
So we can open the tool and select create new test by recording.
Recording. Any other? Recording is one method. Any other methods? Okay, you continue, Saujanya. Recording. Generally in real time, limited use or no use. Can you tell me, Saujanya, how to create tests in UFT?
Go to menu.
Not, I am asking methods. Suppose recording one method. Like that. I am not asking navigation.
Recording or scripting?
Scripting. Recording or scripting. Less clarity or no clarity. Surendra.
Descriptive programming.
Descriptive programming one
Recording
method.
a descriptive.
How to create tests in UFT. We have two methods in high level orientation. Okay, put mute. Already we discussed. See, basically we have two methods for creating tests in UFT. One is object repository based test design. Another is descriptive programming, non-repository, without object repository. See, object repository based test design. Next, descriptive programming. Or you can say programmatic descriptions. HP used this term in their documentation. Programmatic descriptions. Okay. Again, in object repository based test design, we have two sub methods. Have any idea, Radha? In object repository based test design, again we have two ways or two possibilities to create tests. What are the two ways? One is recording, another is
spy.
Another is
Spy.
Spy. What is spy? Spy is not recording method. Spy is only for getting objects information. Only for getting objects information, not for creating tests. Don't confuse. Another is The term is keyword driven methodology. Keyword driven methodology means generating tests manually, means without recording, generating tests manually using shared objects. Generating tests manually using shared object repositories. Next, descriptive programming, also two flavors. One is static programming, another is dynamic programming. Dynamic programming. Okay. Say first I am taking object repository based test design. Under object repository based test design, recording. Say a record and run. A record and run tests. Small chapter, first chapter index. What is recording? What is test recording? Next, what is test run or execution? Next, recording modes. Recording modes. See, yesterday only we discussed UFT tool window architecture. Recording modes. We have 4 recording modes, Saujanya. What are the 4 recording modes? We have 4 recording modes. Yesterday, I think yesterday only we discussed it. Yesterday I introduced all 12 menus of UFT tool. Na?
Yes, sir.
In record menu we have those 4 recording mode options. Okay. See, if you want to write certification, you need to familiar with all tool features. See, some are unnecessary features, some are required features in real time. But for certification exam, tool features knowledge is very important. They ask questions only on UFT tool features. They won't ask questions on VB scripting. But in real time, most of the time we use VB script features. See, certification exam orientation is different. Real time orientation is different. Okay, you need to familiar with all tool features if you want to write certification exam. See, certification, UFT certification provides weightage. See, we have 4 recording modes. One is normal recording mode. Normal recording. Another name is default recording. It is default. Default recording. Next, analog. Analog recording. Next, low level. Low level recording. Next, insight recording. Say, if we use recording for test design, most of the time we use normal recording only. Remaining modes rare use. 99% we use normal recording or default recording only. Remaining modes rare use. Okay, if we use recording for test design, see, in real time, most of the time we don't use recording. Some companies prefer recording due to time concerns, but most of the companies preferring other methods than recording. recording method has so many disadvantages that we will discuss later. Next, advantages of recording. Next, disadvantages of recording. Recording. See, small chapter. This is the chapter index. First, what is recording? Launch the UFT tool. Just a minute. Select new test. See, this is editor of UFT. Next, launch object repository. Just a minute. Before that, launch object repository, resources, object repository, blank, only headings, blank. See, editor blank and object repository also blank. This is new test. Okay. Record. See, first activating this window. This is VB applications, small application, calculator. Enter value 1, enter value 2, click add button, stop recording. See, I performed 4 actions on this AUT. One is activating the window, means selecting the window, entering value 1, entering value 2, next click add button. Okay. See, UFT generated 4 steps. Steps are statements. Next, launch object repository, resources menu, object repository. Observe. Observe, Samir. Objects information stored na. Hello.
Yes, sir.
How many objects?
There are 3 objects.
3 objects.
Add value.
Surendra, how many objects?
I see there are 4 objects, sir.
4 objects.
Hello, 4 objects, sir.
Yes, 4 objects. Calculator, this is window, parent object, 3 child objects. 1 parent object and 3 child objects. And some more objects also there in this window. Sub button, null button, div button, clear button. 4 more objects also there. But it stored only these 4 objects. Why? Saujanya, why it stored only 4 objects but 8 objects available in that window?
As we performed only on those 4
Yes,
objects.
we performed operations on those 4 objects only. Okay.
Yes.
Now observe. See, I will explain the script syntax later. First, what is test recording? Saujanya, form the definition for test recording in your own words. Already process you viewed. You observed the process. Test recording process.
Yes.
Now tell me, what is test recording?
When we want to record anything,
Ah,
so we need to press the recording
okay.
button and
Navigation
then
not required. What is test recording process? Already you observed that process.
basically it is a recording,
See,
the
see,
steps.
it is a process of generating steps for every user action on AUT. It is a process of generating steps for every user operation on AUT, simultaneously storing objects information into object repository. See, it is a process of generating steps, or you can say statements. It is a process of generating steps for user actions on AUT. AUT stands for application under test, and storing objects information into object repository. See, here two actions parallel. One is generating statements or steps in the editor. While recording, UFT generates statements in the editor. Simultaneously add objects to object repository. Okay, this is test recording. Next, test run or execution. See, just you can use run command. First base state, application base state, required state for running the test. Next, select run command or run menu, run. Otherwise, here toolbar option also there. Run. It is executing. Just a minute. Run. It is executing. Next, suppose statements available in the editor, but one of the object information is not available. Suppose add button not available. What will happen? It will show error. Run. See error. The add VB button object was not found in object repository. Error. See, during execution, UFT reads steps one by one and gets objects information from object repository. Based on that information, performs operations on AUT. If any one object information is not available, then it will show error. Just a minute. Resources, object repository. View add object to local. Add button. Okay. Now it will execute. Run. Executing. Next, 4 statements or steps available in the editor. Next, in object repository, one extra object information available. Extra object. No statement related to the sub button. What will happen, Saujanya? Will it execute or show error? Extra objects information. No step is related to sub button. Will it show error or execute?
It will show error.
Why? See, in this editor,
because it is
in this editor we have 4 steps. Corresponding objects information available in the object repository. Forget about extra information.
okay. Then it will gonna execute.
It will execute. See.
Yes.
Run the script. Executing. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. See, test run or execution. During, just a minute. During test execution, UFT reads steps one by one and gets objects information from object repository based on that information performs actions on AUT. If any object information is not available, it will show error. If any extra information available, no issue. Okay. See, this is about test recording and test run. Okay, before moving to next topic, tell me, Samir, what is test recording? Test recording.
It is a process of generating steps and statements.
Steps are
action
statements
performed on application under test. And storing the object information into the object repository.
Yes, simultaneously storing objects information into object repository. Okay, next, Surendra, what is test run? Test run process or test execution?
During test execution, UFT creates the steps and objects from the
objects information from object repository. Based on that information,
and performs actions on the application test.
Good. See, next, recording modes. Already we discussed, we have 4 recording modes: normal recording, analog recording, low level recording, and insight recording. See, normal recording. First, normal recording. What is normal recording? See, it records user actions on user mouse and keyboard actions. It records user actions on AUT based on objects. It records user actions on AUT based on objects. It is the default recording mode. Default record mode in UFT. Why it is default recording mode? See, without selecting normal recording mode, we cannot switch to other modes. If you want to use analog recording mode or low level recording mode or insight recording mode, first we need to select normal recording mode. This is the default recording mode. Next, one small drawback is there, but most of the time we use normal recording only. If we choose recording for test design, what is the small drawback? It is unable to record. It is unable to record continuous mouse operations. Continuous mouse operations. Example, digital signatures, etc. Just observe. Record stop. Put base state, required state for running the test. See, blank window is the base state. Now execute. Observe, Saujanya. What is happening? It is not playing back properly now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Next, it has two options. Just a minute. Take new test. Say, two options. Record and run test on any open Windows based application. If we choose first option, then it will record steps on any open Windows based application. You can operate multiple applications also. If you select second option, it records only on specified application. It ignores other applications. Here you can specify more than one application also. See, first observe. Stop. Observe, Radha. It record on two different applications now. VB window and Paint window. Suppose if you select second option, just a minute. Take new test. Record. Here specify the application. See, flight reservation application, UFT sample application. It will launch that application. Say I'm also operating Paint application. Observe Saujanya. It recorded steps only on flight reservation application na?
Yes, sir.
See, we specified only flight reservation application. It ignores other applications. See, observe the two options. Observe Samir. If you select first option, what will happen? Record and run test on any open Windows based application. What will happen?
It will record on all the applications which are open.
Which are open. Suppose if you select second option, record and run only on.
Then it will only record on the application which are specified.
Specified. Okay. Next, one small drawback we discussed. What is the drawback, Radha? Drawback of normal recording mode. People are responding slowly. Say yes or no. What is the drawback of normal recording mode? Continue,
It is
Saujanya.
unable to record continuous Morse operations.
Yes, unable to
It is
record.
unable to record continuous Morse operations.
Yes, yes. Next, analog recording mode. Analog recording mode. Say it records user actions on AUT based on XY coordinates, not objects. XY coordinates of either desktop or application window. See, it records user actions on AUT based on XY coordinates. XY coordinates of either desktop, you can choose either desktop or application window. Application window. See, it also records normal operations, not only continuous mouse operations, normal operations also. But we can't choose this mode for normal operations. Why? That I will explain. See, first, see this analog recording mode. Analog recording. How to select analog recording? First, select normal recording. Normal recording. Next, see here, recording panel is there. Recording panel. From this record panel, you can select analog recording mode. Otherwise, again go to record menu. Now, analog recording option available. Select analog recording. Here it is showing two options. First option, record relative to the screen based on desktop coordinates. Second one, record relative to the following window. First, relative to the screen. Start analog recording. Stop. See, it doesn't generate steps for every user action, each and every user action on AUT. It records all actions in a track file. That is one drawback of analog recording mode. If it is normal recording mode, it records steps for every user action, but analog recording mode doesn't generate steps for every action. It generates all actions in a track file. The track file is not editable, so we cannot choose this mode for normal operations, only continuous mouse operations. Okay. Execute, put base state, run the script. Observe Surendra. Observe, is it executing or not?
Yes, sir.
If it is normal recording mode, not able to play back
Because of mouse movement.
continuous mouse operations. Just a minute. New. Just move the window. Move the window. Run. Observe Surendra. What happened?
Yes. So basically, the position of the window is moved.
Yes,
So
actually, we recorded that script based on desktop coordinates now.
yes, sir.
That's why. Next, another option. See, take new test. New test. A record. Select analog recording mode. Choose second option, record relative to the following window. Take hand icon and show the window. Start analog recording. See, it is not generating steps for every user action. Stop recording. Put base state. Run the script. Observe Saujanya. Is it executing or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next
It is
move the
executing.
window. Move the window. See, this time we recorded the script based on application window. Run. See, playing back. Next, normal operations. Normal operations. Record. Select analog recording mode. Start analog recording. Activate the window. Enter value 1. Enter value 2. Click add button. See, it is not generating steps for every user action. Only it generates all actions in a track file. Stop recording. Single statement. Next, run the script. See, it is executing, but script is not readable as well as editable. See, analog recording mode also records normal operations, but script is not readable as well as editable. Now tell me, Samir, drawback of analog recording mode. Drawback.
The steps for the normal recording.
Just a minute. Drawbacks. See, first drawback, it occupies more memory. Performance issue. See, it requires more memory. Footnote, more memory than normal recording. Footnote, somebody system making noise, avoid that one. I think Samir system. Put mute Samir. Samir, can you hear me? Hello? Samir. Offline. Okay. It requires more memory than normal recording. So, test execution performance will be reduced. Second one, it records all actions first. It doesn't record. It doesn't record it doesn't generate steps for every statement or step. Generates all actions in a track file. So, script, test script is not readable as well as editable. So, whenever you want to record continuous mouse operations, then choose analog recording mode. It records normal operations also, but we cannot choose this mode for normal operations. Why? Test script is not readable as well as editable. If any changes are there, re-recording is the only option. Okay, now Saujanya, tell me what are the first of all, what is analog recording mode and what are the drawbacks?
Analog recording mode is just like a default recording mode.
Not default.
But like it
analog is not default.
Okay. So it records user actions basically according to the windows. See
once again.
No, I think
analog it records user actions on AUT based on XY coordinates of either desktop or application window. User can select desktop or application window. Next, it also records normal operations, but we cannot choose this mode for normal operations. Drawback is there. Two drawbacks I explained. What are the two drawbacks?
Basically, it requires more memory than the normal recording.
Ah,
So the text execution performance will be reduced.
good. Second
And
one.
it doesn't generate steps for every steps.
Every
And
action on AUT. So test script is not readable as well as
not readable.
editable. If any changes
Yes.
are there, re-recording is
Then
the
we
only
need to
option.
do the re-recording only.
Re-recording is the only option. So we cannot select this mode for normal operations,
Normal
only
actions.
for
Yeah.
continuous mouse operations. Okay,
Yes.
okay, put mute. See, I think all of you familiar with these two modes, normal recording mode, next analog recording mode. Normal recording mode, analog mode. Suppose my requirement is different. Observe Surendra, my requirement. See in my test, some operations are normal operations, one or two operations are analog operations. For my requirement, which one is suitable?
Unlock recording.
Analog recording. Why? Analog can record normal operations also, but normal recording mode cannot record continuous mouse operations. Okay, but not required. UFT supports hybrid approach. You see, first you select normal recording mode, record normal operations. Whenever you want to record continuous mouse operations, switch to analog recording mode. Next, just a minute. Switch to normal, switch off analog recording, then continue normal recording mode. See once again, first select normal recording mode, generate normal steps. Whenever you want to record analog steps, select analog mode, then switch off analog and continue with normal recording mode. You can use both modes. Okay na? Saujanya, what is my
Yes, sir.
requirement? What is my requirement? Tell
The
me my
requirement is we have normal operations and we have continuous operations.
in our
So
test.
for that we can
See, in our
yes,
test, in our test, some normal operations and one or two analog operations. For that, you can use
Yes.
both the modes. First, select
Both the
normal
modes.
recording mode, generate normal steps. Whenever you want to generate continuous mouse operations, select
Then
analog
choose
record.
analog method.
After generating analog steps, switch off analog. Just a minute, I will show. Switch off. Then continue with normal mode. Just a minute. Record. First normal recording. Why it is not recording? Just a minute. See, record. First normal recording. Next, I want continuous mouse operation. See, switch to analog recording. Over. Next, switch off means select once again. Just a minute. Now again normal. These are normal only. Stop. Run. Just a minute. Base state. Base state. Run. Observe Surendra. Normal steps and analog step. Okay na?
Sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Next, remaining modes rare use. See, low level recording. Low level recording. Say it records some operations on non-supported environments, and it also records normal operations, but we can't use this mode for normal operations. Why? It occupies more memory and script is not readable. Observe. It records some operations on non-supported environments. Also records normal steps. What is non-supported environment? Suppose in our application one Java button is there, Java object is there, but we don't have Java add-in. That time that is non-supported environment. But no guarantee, trial and error. Suppose if it can record all operations on non-supported environments, then no add-ins. It records some operations on non-supported environments. What are the some operations? They didn't specify. Trial and error feature. Observe. First normal recording. Next analog script, low level recording. Observe Samir, find the difference between first portion normal script, next one low level script. Find the difference between these two scripts.
I see that it is recording the coordinates as well.
Coordinates as well. See, low level recording mode records based on object coordinates. But it considers all objects in two categories only, either window or generic objects, either window or win object. If it is parent object, window, child object, win object. But normal script, readable, see VB window, VB edit box, VB button, and it occupies more memory. It can execute the script. Run, executing, but script is not readable. What is the purpose of low-level recording? It records some operations on non-supported environments. Suppose any object is not recognizing, then you try with low-level recording mode. It records based on object coordinates. It may execute. Drawbacks. One is it requires more memory. Another is test script is not readable. Next, last one, insight recording. This is just an extension of low-level recording. Same purpose, same. It is extension of low-level recording. It records some operations on non-supported environments. Records based on object coordinates. Object XY coordinates. Insight recording. It records some operations on non-supported environment and it captures object screenshots. Also. Just a minute. Take new test. Record insight recording. Stop. Observe, Surendra. Object screenshots also captured na.
Yes, sir.
See, extension of low-level recording. It increases more clarity than low-level recording. Apart from object coordinates, it also captures object screenshots. Run. It is executing. Just a minute. I will show one different example. Say UFT trial version won't support Mozilla browser for recording. Mozilla plugin required. That is only for licensed version. Just a minute. Just record. First record on IE. Just a minute. Just a minute. Observe Saujanya. record, suppose click on Gmail link. How it is recording? Browser of Google, browser name Google, page name Google, link Gmail, operation click. Browser is parent object, page is child object, link is subchild object. Otherwise, link is child, page is parent, browser is grandparent. Click is operation. Okay. Put base state. Run the script. See, clicked on that link. Just a minute. Slowly executing. Just a minute. Today net connection is very slow. Run the script. Clicked on that link. Observe. Observe, Saujanya. It is redirected to Gmail homepage na.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now same operation Mozilla. See, Mozilla non-supported environment for this trial version. Observe. Mozilla. Same. Record. Click Gmail. It is not taking any operation. Just a minute. Just a minute. Record. Click on this Gmail link. Stop. Why it is not recording statement? Record and run settings. It's not recognizing. Suppose try with low level recording or inside recording. Record inside recording. Stop. See, captured screenshots also. Put base state. Base state. It has to click on that Gmail link. Run. Okay na, Surendra? Inside recording working on this non-support environment na? Hello? Saujanya?
Yes, sir.
Did you observe this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me what is in, pardon?
So basically, when we use the Firefox, I mean like this one, we cannot do the normal recording.
Yes, normal recording is not recognizing. But
yes,
if it is inside recording, it is generating statements and executing.
executing also. Yeah.
But it is not for all operations. It records some operations on non-supported environments. Suppose if it is suitable for recording all operations on non-supported environments, then no use of add-ins, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is a brief introduction about recording modes: normal, analog, low level, and inside recording. Just 2 minutes. Tell me, Samir, what is low level recording? Low level recording. Hey, people are responding very slowly. What is low level recording?
No recording is recording on non-supported environment.
It records some operations on non-supported environments. How it records? It records based on object coordinates. Okay, na? For example, analog recording. Analog recording based on either desktop coordinates or application window coordinates. But low-level recording based on object coordinates. Next, inside recording, it also same. It records some operations on non-supported environments. It records based on object coordinates, and it captures object screenshots also. Okay. Put mute. See, recording. Recording is simple. Without scripting knowledge also, you can use recording feature. Next, another method. See, advantages of recording, disadvantages of recording, we will discuss later. Why? It is not time to discuss. See, if we learn at least 2 methods, then you can say these are the advantages, those are the disadvantages. At this point of time, we learned only recording. After learning other methods, then we will discuss advantages of recording and disadvantages of recording. Okay, next method, keyword driven methodology. Generating tests manually using shared object repositories without recording. Okay, already I told, for recording tests, no scripting knowledge required. If you know the navigation, you can record. But for keyword driven methodology, some fundamentals required. Before discussing keyword driven methodology, before discussing keyword driven methodology, I will explain prerequisites. Okay, first, prerequisites to create tests in UFT. See, these prerequisites not only for keyword driven methodology, it is for all types of test design. If it is recording or keyword driven methodology or descriptive programming, these prerequisites are common. You take any test design method, recording or keyword driven methodology or descriptive programming, these prerequisites are common. See, test scenario. For example, just a minute. Gmail Otherwise, I will show one application. Observe. Online shopping portal. See, this is. See, verify login operation in GCR shop. Verify login functionality in GCR shop. Say I will provide URL also. Admin interface. The testing application. This is test scenario. Test scenario. Next, steps or navigation. Steps or navigation. First step, launch the browser and navigate to this URL. Second step, observe this one. Enter username, admin, enter password, click login button. Now you are getting this administrator page. Here log off link available. See, logged as admin, logged as admin. Confirmation is there. Here log off link available. See, before login, no log off link, only login. After login, log off link. Steps. Saujanya, tell me the steps for this functionality, login functionality. First, launch the browser and navigate to end-to-end scenario. Launch the browser and navigate to so-and-so URL. Next.
And then enter the username and password.
Enter username. That is one step.
Enter username and enter password.
Good. Enter password. That is another step.
Then click OK.
Click login button.
Click login button.
Otherwise, you can say click default button. Login button. See, this is the navigation. Navigation, yes. Or you can say steps. Okay. Next, first one, test scenario. Next, steps are navigation. Next, verification. Verification point or points. Say one or more. Verification point. Here, what is the verification point? Check the existence of log off link. If log off link available, then that admin page available. Next, input data. For example, username, admin, password, admin at 123. Next, error handling. Error handling. Suppose if login functionality is not successful, then close the browser. Generally it shows error message. See, it is showing error message in the same page. Observe left side top. Observe Surendra, it is showing error message na.
Yes, sir.
Invalid administration login attempt. See, capture the error message and close the browser. Means set base state. Capture error message and close the browser. Base state. Next, add comments. See, comments optional. See, these are the prerequisites. See, if it is recording, this information is enough. If it is keyword driven methodology or descriptive programming, some more information required. See, test objects information, test objects information. Next, test methods. Observe. Suppose if you want to record, you can record easily. Just a minute. A record. Okay. See, if you know the navigation, you can easily record. But if you want to generate test script manually, you must know the test object information and methods information. Observe this VB window. This is test object. Test object. What is test object? That we will discuss in next small chapter. VB window is test object. This calculator is object name. Next, activate is method or operation. Technical term method, business term operation. Method on that object. Observe VB window, object, parent object. VB edit, child object. Set is method or operation. This 10 is input data, value. Observe Radha. What is this VB window? Selected one. Why Radha is not responding today? Say yes or no. Hello? You tell me, Surendra, what is this VB window? Surendra.
It's in a parent object.
Parent object, test object, test object.
Okay.
Just a minute. Resources are we have different types of objects in UFT that I will explain in next chapter. See, open object repository. What is the heading? Test objects,
Calculator.
na?
Sorry, test objects.
Test objects.
Yeah.
What is this VB window?
Test object.
What is this calculator? Object name. What is this VB button?
Test object.
Okay, Radha. Okay. Radha microphone is not working. Okay. VB button also test object. Okay. In this statement we have two test objects now. So
Yes,
VB window is parent test object. VB button is child test object. What is this add?
Test object name.
Test object name. What is this click?
Function.
Not function. Method or operation on that object. Method or operation. Method or operation. Just a minute. Method or operation. Observe Saujanya. What is this browser?
A browser is a test object.
Test object. What is this Google?
That is object name.
Object name. Good. What is this page?
That is also test object.
Test object.
A
So
child
here
object.
child test object. Google is
Child test.
child test object
Again,
name. What is this web
child,
edit?
That is, I think it is a test object,
object.
name.
Test
Name.
object. Test object. But subchild. Browser is parent. Page is child. Web edit is subchild.
Subject.
Next search is subchild object name. What is this set?
That is method.
Method.
Or
What is this
operation.
DDD or operation? What is this DDD? Input
That is
data.
a test input data.
Input data. Next, same way. Last statement. Observe the last statement. Browser is
Browser is a test object.
Google.
Google will be the sorry again.
Test object name.
Test name. Test object name.
Object name. Okay.
Object name.
What is page?
Page is a child test object.
What is Google?
Child test object name.
What is this web button?
That is a subchild test object.
What is this Google search?
That is subchild test object name.
What is this click? Click.
That is an method.
Method. Okay. Say if it is recording, you no need to familiar with test objects and methods. It will generate. UFT will generate a script. If you want to type the test script manually, you need to familiar with these test objects and methods. Methods I will explain later. How to get test object names? Suppose observe. Just a minute. Here it is showing VB edit. If it is Visual Basic environment, it is showing VB edit. Web environment, web edit. How to get test object names? How to get Samir, guess how to get test object names? Using object
From
spy
the
is there now.
object repository.
Object spy. Object spy. Observe. Tools menu. Object spy. Take hand icon. Show the object. Observe. Web edit. Class name. Yellow marking. Surendra, read that one. What is the class name?
Web edit.
Web edit. Just a minute. Just a minute. What is the class name?
VBEdit.
VBEdit. See, using objects by we can get test object names. Okay. See, these are the prerequisites. Now tell me, Saujanya, prerequisites for creating tests in UFT. I explained 6 prerequisites and two technical.
So
Test
the
scenario.
would be test scenario and steps and navigation.
Steps are navigation. Steps are navigation. Steps general term. Navigation is
and
technical term. Okay. Steps are navigation. Third one.
Verification points. And fourth one is input data. And sixth one is error. Fifth one is error handling. I think sixth one is comments.
Comments. See, these are general. Next, technical information.
Technical information will be
test objects information.
Test object information and test method information.
Good. See, these are the prerequisites. Next, before going to discuss keyword-driven methodology, means generating tests manually using shared object repositories. One more topic, general topic, small chapter, types of objects in UFT. See in UFT test automation, we work with different types of objects. 4 types of objects. See, types of objects in UFT. Types of objects in UFT. First one, runtime objects. Next, test objects. Test objects. Next, utility objects. Utility objects. Last one, automation objects. Automation objects. Say in UFT test automation, or you can say test automation using UFT tool, we work with 4 types of objects: runtime objects, test objects, utility objects, and automation objects. First, runtime objects. See, general term, the object present in the application is called a runtime object. The object present in the application, software application, is called a runtime object. The object present in the application is called runtime object. Say, say this edit box, value 1 edit box is runtime object. Value 2 edit box is runtime object. Add button, sub button, null button, div button, clear button, all are runtime objects. And we have different states of runtime objects. See, states of runtime objects. One is enabled state. Object is enabled, ready to perform operation on it. Next, disabled object. Disabled. Just a minute. Observe Surendra. See in this login window, VB window, bottom 2 buttons available now. OK button, next button. OK button is in enabled state or disabled state? Disabled. Just a minute. Now what is the state of OK button? Enabled. See this enabled one state, disabled one state. Next visible, object is visible. Next hidden, object is hidden, not available. After performing some operations you can get. Observe here, record, normal recording mode only available. Analog recording mode not available. First select record. Now you can view this analog recording option. Before that, that item is in hidden mode. Hidden. Next one more. Focused. See, these are the 5 different states of runtime objects. Observe. Now observe Saujanya. In this calculator window, one object is in focused state. Identify that object.
That is result.
Result is focused. Cursor blinking now.
Okay. Yeah.
If you type anything, right, that
it will show us.
It will enter into value 1. Why value 1 is focused object? Just a minute.
Yes.
Observe in this flight reservation sample application, which one is focused object? No focused object. No focused. Now.
Okay. Now username is
object. That is focused. Sometimes buttons also focused. Now tell me, Saujanya, what is runtime object and states of runtime objects?
Runtime object is present in the application.
Okay. We have different states of runtime objects.
Those are
enabled,
disabled, focused,
visible, hidden.
And visible, hidden.
See, our UFT tool is object-based test tool. You need to familiar with objects. See, in our test automation using UFT, we work with 4 types of objects. Runtime objects, test objects, utility objects, and automation objects. See, runtime object, the object present in the application is called runtime object. States of runtime objects: enabled state, disabled state, focused, visible, next hidden. Okay. Next, test object. See, record, observe, VB window is test object, VB button is test object. What is test object? reference of runtime object is called test object. Reference of runtime object. Suppose student roll number, reference of student. Employee ID, reference of employee. Same way, reference of runtime object is test object. Test object names may vary from one environment to another, but concept is reference of runtime object is test object. Observe. Reference of runtime object is called test object. Observe. See this Google search. What is this Google search? Button. See, irrespective of the environment, we call button as button. Runtime object names common. If it is web environment or VB environment or Java environment, runtime object names common. See, this Google search is button. Just a minute. Next, this clear is button. Next, this cancel or OK is button. Record. OK button. Why it is not it is not enabled. Suppose cancel button, clear button, search button. Stop recording. See, we performed operations on 3 different buttons. Observe Samir. What is the first button? Test object. WPF button na. Second one VB button na. Third one web button na. But all these are buttons only. Environments different. If it is WPF environment, WPF button, web environment, web button, VB environment, VB button. Okay na? Hey, today people are not responding. Tell me, Surendra, how it is recording? If it is VB environment, it is recording as VB button, web environment, web button, WPF environment, WPF button. But runtime object name same, button is button. But how it is recording? Based on environment na?
Based on environment, yeah, environment reference.
See, VB button is button, WPF button also button, web button also button. What is this VB button? Test object. What is this web button? Test object. What is this WPF button? Test object. See, reference of runtime object is called test object. If it is VB environment, then UFT recognizes as VB button, web environment, web button, or same way, web edit, web check, web edit, web list, etc. See here, types of test objects. Constant object, whose property value is fixed. Next, dynamic objects, whose property values change dynamically throughout the execution. Sometimes button name OK, sometimes KO, like that. Next, duplicate objects. two or more objects with same description. Constant object, dynamic object, duplicate objects. See, 99% constant objects only. Next, utility objects. See, utility objects are UFT reserved objects used for testing and result reporting. Today I will introduce one utility object. Day by day we will discuss remaining utility objects. See, every utility object is unique. Purpose is different. Every utility object is unique. Today I will introduce one utility object. Day by day we will discuss remaining utility objects. See, utility objects they are UFT reserved objects used for testing and result reporting. That is generic definition, but every utility object is unique. Today I am going to introduce one utility object, system util. It is for launching applications. Suppose if it is a Windows based application, next web based application. Suppose if it is Windows based application, syntax system util dot run is method, no case sensitive, dot run within double quotes path of the application. If it is web based application, syntax system util is utility object dot run is method on that object. Next, path of the browser comma URL. Path of the browser comma URL. Example. Say, suppose UFT sample application, flight reservation application is Windows based application, not web based. How to launch that application? System util dot run is method. Next, within double quotes, path of the application. Path. Next, if it is web application, system util dot run Next, path of the browser. Next, comma, URL. Suppose www.icicibank.com. Run. Observe Saujanya. Flight reservation application launched na. Next, browser also launched and navigated to ICICI
Yes,
Bank,
sir.
ICICIbank.com URL na.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Okay, Radha. Next, last one, automation objects. See, we already discussed automation objects. Automation objects belongs to VB script. Automation objects are user defined objects, means user can use own names. Suppose test object name standard, you cannot change that name. VB edit only. Web edit only. Test objects name standard, predefined. Utility objects standard, predefined. But automation objects user defined. You can use your own names. See, automation objects are user defined objects used to work with drives, folders, files, and databases. See, automation objects are user defined objects used to work with drives, folders, files, and databases. See, what are the important automation objects for our test automation? Tell me, Samir, what are the important what are the important automations for automation objects for UFT test automation? Important automation objects for UFT. Samir.
File system object.
File system object.
Yes, sir. File system. Dictionary object. And database objects.
Excel object. Okay.
Excel and Word.
Word. Okay, put mute. See, already we discussed VB script has several object models, but our test automation point of view, 4 or 5 object models important. Important object models are file system object. Next, Word also lightweight. Excel application object. Excel application object. Next, Word also lightweight. database connection object. Next, database record set object. Next, dictionary object, etc. See. Now tell me, Surendra, what are utility objects? Utility objects. Saujanya, utility objects. What are utility objects? Utility objects are
reserved objects used for testing and result reporting.
Utility objects are UFT reserved objects used for testing and result reporting. Used for testing and result reporting. Next, what are automation objects?
Automation objects are user-defined objects which are used to work with drivers, folders.
Not drivers.
Files, drives, folders, files, and database.
Okay, good. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.